You've got to kind of feel sorry for the OnePlus 8 really, launching alongside the superior OnePlus 8 Pro. All of those headlines have definitely been nicked by its bigger, beefier brother, with that snazzy upgraded camera tech and its fancy 120Hz display and its la-di-da wireless charging support. Bloody show off. But definitely do not sleep on the standard OnePlus 8, even though it's not as sexy or as premium as the Pro model. This blower definitely still packs a punch where it counts and will suit the everyday user who wants a powerful pocket rocket just fine. I've had my SIM card stuffed inside this bad boy and I've been using it as my full-time personal phone for just over a week now, so here is my in-depth OnePlus 8 review. And for more on the latest greatest tech, please do plug subscribe and ding that notifications bell. Cheers! Now, one area where I actually prefer this base OnePlus 8 is the design. It's still a 6.55-inch beast, but it doesn't feel unwieldy thanks to that near bezel-free finish. But yes, it definitely is still a bit of a prick to use one-handed. Why on earth Oxygen OS doesn't have a dedicated screen shrink in one-handed mode yet, I've got no idea. But it's certainly comfortable enough to grip with just the one mitt, and at 180 grams it's not cumbersome either if you're going to hold it that way while watching an entire episode of something on Netflix or whatever. I love the look of this glacial green model too, especially as it is a matte glass finish. That complete lack of gloss means the OnePlus 8 doesn't get all greasy and disgusting the second you lay hands on it. And it's certainly proven pretty hardy as well. You've got a bit of Gorilla Glass coating front and back, and so far, after a week of generally being chucked around my flat and treated with general disrespect, so far not a single scratch on that back end, and the front end is doubly safe because it's got a pre-installed screen protector on there as well. And no, there is no dedicated IP rating for water resistance, but the OnePlus 8 can handle a serious splash and no worries. I just wouldn't use it for checking your Twitter in the bath or anything like that, just in case. You get the fresh new Oxygen OS 10.5 slapped here on the OnePlus 8, smothered lovingly on top of Android 10, and it's as lovable as usual, offering plenty of customization and of course that distinctive OnePlus styling. As the numbering kind of suggests, you don't really get much change here compared with the version 10 of Oxygen OS you'll find on current OnePlus handsets. The main change is the culling of that shelf feature, replaced instead with Google's Discover feed. I quite like the shelf, but it's no real biggie here. If you don't like the Discover feed, you can quickly knock it off in the OnePlus settings and basically just replace the shelf with on-screen widgets as usual. That dark theming now supports more apps, while the addition of dynamic wallpapers is a nice little touch, although of course I still prefer my nerdy anime pics. And touch wood, so far I've only noticed the one irritating little bug here on the OnePlus 8 in the past week of use. Occasionally that in-display optical fingerprint sensor, which is normally super swift and responsive, would just absolutely refuse to function, made all the more confusing by the swirly animation that still pops up when you press your fingertip on there, making you think it is working. When you look close, of course, you'll see that the optical sensor isn't firing at all, it's literally just the animation going around, which is kind of weird and confusing. Haven't quite figured out what the cause of that is, but hopefully it's just some irritating little issue that will be squashed very soon, hopefully before the OnePlus 8 even goes on general sale. And thankfully the face recognition still works perfectly 100% of the time. It's fast and it's also secure, refusing to unlock if your eyes are closed. Now, that whopping 6.55-inch Fluid AMOLED screen is an absolute stunner, no doubt. It's not a Quad HD panel like the Pro, but the Full HD Plus resolution still keeps your videos and pics nice and sharp. Colour reproduction is pleasingly natural, akin to Apple's iPhone screens, where you can play around with vibrancy levels to make those vivid colours really pop if you like. Either way, it's a proper visual feast. You've got a nice bit of HDR10 Plus action on there for crisper contrast where supported, and of course it's got a 90Hz screen refresh rate as well, so everything is silky smooth when you're dodging through your apps, flicking through menus and such forth. And that display is crazy bright as well, so I found I could happily watch a bit of Netflix in the garden on a sunshiny day and still work out what the chuffing heck was going on. And no bother with that pinhole selfie snapper either. It's proper tucked away in the corner inside the status bar, and it never really intrudes on your apps, even when you go full screen in the likes of YouTube or your games. Those dual stereo speakers pack a decent punch as well, definitely loud and clear enough to be heard even in a noisy environment when you're Skyping, watching a bit of video or something like that. And no, sadly, like recent other OnePlus handsets, there is no headphone jack action on here whatsoever, but I had no problems with the Bluetooth connectivity, streaming to headphones, speakers, whatever. Now with Qualcomm's mighty Snapdragon 865 slapped on board, backed by either 8 or 12 gigs of DDR4 RAM, performance is unsurprisingly top notch. You can blast through any game out there with no stutter or lag to speak of. Plus the touch response rate means instant reactions to every poke and swipe, which is of course vital for the likes of PubG Mobile. Unfortunately, I couldn't take advantage of that fast, nippy screen refresh rate here on the OnePlus 8 with any of my games just yet, possibly down to some weird software capping shenanigans pre-launch. PubG Mobile supports HDR gaming on here, but the frame rate currently tops out at the ultra level. Hopefully we'll get some extreme 60 FPS gaming on here soon. But of course the game did hold steady at 40 FPS no matter what, as you'd kind of expect from the 865. And the likes of Auto's Adventure also played beautifully, but once again those titles were capped to 60 FPS. The OnePlus 8 is of course fully 5G-ified as well, thanks to Qualcomm's X55 modem, and there's also a nice tasty bit of Wi-Fi 6 support on there as well. So as far as connectivity goes, this thing is basically future-proof. And I was relieved to see a bigger 4300 mAh battery stuffed inside this next-gen OnePlus handset too, and thankfully you get good returns on a full charge. This bad boy never failed to make it through even a very, very long day indeed, and it was only when I was smashing it with lots of Skyping sessions, media streaming, camera play, things like that, that I actually saw it pop up with a little "do you want to put it in battery saver mode?" And yes, there's no wireless charging support here on the standard OnePlus 8, but you know what? Slap in a good old-fashioned Type-C cable and you'll get powered up in a jiffy thanks to that Warp Charge 30T tech. Get a half charge in about 25 minutes or so. Great stuff. Plus, of course, there is that optimized charging feature on there which will help to prevent your battery from degrading over time, especially if you leave it charged in all night long every night. So over the long term you shouldn't see any degradation in that battery quality. Now last up, let's have a bit of a squint at that camera tech, and it's once again an area where the OnePlus 8 is outshone by its bigger brother, but you know what, the OnePlus 8 is still perfectly fine for your everyday photos and movies. I felt that my pics still look sharp when thrown up onto a telly, even at that default 12 megapixel modes, while the 48 megapixel mode offers a bit of extra fine detail if the lighting isn't balls. Grabbing shots of sugar-filled kids and other fast-moving subjects isn't much of a headache thanks to the fast shutter action and the clever autofocus. Colours are captured accurately too, although occasionally the OnePlus 8 will struggle in brighter light, with some oversaturation and colour whitewashing going on. Not to any troublesome degree thankfully, so you shouldn't have to bin any pics very often. Plus the HDR Smart seems to have improved a bit over previous OnePlus handsets, although not to the same degree as the Pro model. Meanwhile, the Nightscape mode definitely helps out in low light for a brighter, more detailed pic. The ultra-wide angle lens offers a different viewpoint on demand, although don't bother trying it at night even with that dedicated Nightscape mode in action. And sadly no, there is no telephoto shooter on offer here, just bog standard regular digital zoom. And your only other option on here is a macro lens, which I've got to admit I still do not fully see the point in. Oh look, here's a slightly fuzzy picture of a bug. Awesome. As for video, no worries there, you can shoot footage at up to 4K resolution at 60 frames per second with smooth, sharp results and clear audio pickup whenever. And that's just a brief summary of the camera smarts here. If you want a full in-depth look at the camera tech, the photo and video results, and also a comparison with the Pro model, then definitely go check out my full OnePlus 8 and OnePlus 8 Pro camera review, which is live right now. And that in a nutshell is what I think of the OnePlus 8 after using it as my full-time handset for just over a week now. As you can see, for the everyday user, I think it'll do just fine indeed. It's definitely a powerful wee beastie, so definitely good news for gamers and the like, strong battery life on there as well, and it's great for your media streaming as well. Gorgeous display, strong audio chop, so yeah, definitely an all-round solid effort. Of course, any more demanding users who really want that extra special camera tech, the 120Hz display, the wireless charge and things like that should definitely look to the Pro model instead, which packs a lot more premium features, but of course at a more premium price tag. So that's what I think. Now it's your turn. Definitely slap your comments down below. Please do poke, subscribe, ding that notifications bell, and have yourselves a lovely week, people. Cheers. Love you.